Yeah, so I guess first off, like, how long have you been in five an hour for at the moment? And
I started at 5-0.
okay,
Was I played sit and goes for years
okay,
and never done any cash studying, as it were.
hmm,
But I always used to play a bit of 2-0 every now and then.
yeah, okay.
I'd always lose. So like, so obviously I started this time
Mm,
with like I started with $50 and just started at 5-0.
yeah,
And now I'm up to $120, but I've made a couple of payments out of it, so I'll probably bid up to about $170. But
awesome.
so yeah, but last few sessions I've had have been not the best.
Mm,
I haven't lost, but I just feel like my thought processes have sort of stopped
okay,
somehow. I've got too much information in my head that's not helping,
yeah,
or maybe I didn't run so well, or whatever. I don't know, but I just figured it's worth sitting down with somebody like yourself. You've got to 5-0 now as well, haven't you?
yeah, yeah.
Crushing on your
I
coach.
will. Well, I've only played like one big session, and I did the second time I played. I only played for 2 hours, and I broke even. So might have just been lucky, but yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like it's very similar to 2NL, like the things that I'm doing,
yeah,
um, and yeah, so I'm not too worried about it. It's more just for me finding the time to sit down and just be like, let's go, do a
yeah.
long session.
And,
Hmm.
I'm trying to do it on like 2-3 hours a night,
Mm.
and that's playing on sort of going over hands and everything else. So it's it's hard to
Yeah,
get it all in with work, kids, and everything else. But
yeah.
yeah, it is
It's
what it
good.
is.
It's good that it's
All the
only a few
time
hours a
going
night, though.
in.
I think. Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Don't see the wife much, but I'm probably happy with that anymore.
Yeah. I mean, because the main problem I have at the moment is that I played so much 2NL that because I've sort of set myself this challenge where I'm going to play poker for 6 months. I'm sort of in recovery mode at the moment, um, and I was just hammering away at the 2 an hour, and then I wasn't thinking too much about my health. And at the end of it, I was like, "Oh, I just need to take it a little bit slower at the start of 5 an hour before I get back into it again."
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but yeah, so that's where I'm at the moment. I'm sort of like, kind of just letting everything settle. Um, yeah, because like what I've noticed before from I used to do pro gaming. Um,
uh-huh.
and what I noticed before is that giving like when you've been learning a lot of things, actually just like stepping back and giving it a few days to just let all the knowledge just settle in your
Yeah,
mind and just like solidify.
yeah. Agree.
It's ridiculous. It changes everything. Like it's like when you come back, you're just like it's like ingrained in your brain. It's very
Yeah,
strange, but
yeah. No, I agree because I was like the first. I can't remember when I started this. It was like maybe March, beginning of March, maybe.
mm,
I think I did 3 weeks straight where I was just playing from like 8 o'clock till 10 o'clock, and then I'd be like, "Oh, it's late," and I'd be like, "No, come on, carry on," and I'd carry on playing, and I'd get 3 hours in, and then I'd be like, "Right." It started to go wrong after about 10:30,
mm, yeah,
and then I'd be like on Discord for another couple of hours after that. Don't get to bed till 1, 2 o'clock.
mm,
Up at 6, half 6 for work. Getting home, eating, doing the same again. I think I did it for 3 weeks, and I'm averaging 4 hours sleep a night or something like that. And it was just, and I actually talked to a couple of other people about it on Discord, and
mm,
I was like, I've got to take some days off because
yeah,
I'm like burning out after only 3 weeks. But it's like it's the sleep, yeah. And you got to get your sleep,
mm,
and so yeah. So I'm trying to work out a better routine that will get me to sleep
mm,
as well as get the hours in and the hands in and the study in and everything else to go with it. But
yeah,
definitely got sometimes you just got to take a step back and take a break and
definitely.
uh, let it, yeah, let your brain catch up.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if you could find even smaller sessions to do. Like something that I've been looking at was, um, I was creating. I mean, I made this little exercise thing. I showed it in the last video that I made.
Yeah, I've watched them today.
Yeah, yeah, and it was
Brilliant.
pretty helpful.
Brilliant videos, mate.
Oh, thanks, man.
Really good.
Yeah, I mean, I was finding it pretty helpful thinking about it more like playing piano, where you just do the scales
Yeah,
practice every day
yeah,
when you're learning, and like thinking about hand range is more like that, where you just
yeah,
set yourself a certain period of time or a certain number of hands to just practice the specific
yeah.
specific steps to learning hand reading, and
There's no copywriting that. I'll have a
copy.
copy of that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you, don't worry. But I'm still working on it because I kind of wanted to make it into a game as well. So, because something I've been thinking about a lot is poker. Um, like the goals that you have in poker are actually really counterintuitive to playing well. Like I want to earn money. You know, I want to.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to beat my opponent, and uh, it's they're very like tilting things to think about because it's like, oh, if you're only earning money, then when you lose money, it's like, well, what am I doing? You know, like it's you're just wasting time,
yeah,
because
yeah,
that's what you're correlating your time to money.
yeah.
And so
And that's
finding other ways to do that, like to say my time's actually worth points instead, because points can only either go up. Like you can't get well. If you play, it depends on what game you're playing. And the game that was thinking, it's like you earn points and they can only ever go up. They can't go down.
yeah.
And then you can maximize the points you earn, and that's where you get to have the
Thinking but like an
fun.
app or something.
It doesn't need to be an app. It can just be a game you play in your head. But it's more as long as it's very simple, so you can actually
Make it more
measure it.
an app.
Yeah, like measure it in the moment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I think that'll be pretty cool.
Think about maybe putting it into an app though. There's a little training app.
Yeah, it could totally be that as well.
You could fit it, you know,
Hmm.
fit it into some sort of form of proper game.
Yeah, it's more I don't want to
Only,
work on that stuff.
only you were saying about it earlier, and it seems, seems good and
Mm.
worthwhile. So yeah, you know.
Yeah, let's do it. Anyway, let's have a look at the hands. Let's do it.
Okay.
So here we go. All right. So I guess we can.
Well, because I'm gonna share it with a few other guys as well in the Discord.
Okay, cool, perfect.
I can never remember what I was thinking at the time, so I decided to talk over this one.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's fine, and I can make a video out of this as well, so they can see the analysis if you want as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we can just go to hands that you play. Let me just see.
Yeah.
So,
Not many.
that's good. All right.
This one I played.
So what do you think about 3-bet sizes at the moment in 5 now?
3-bet sizes. It's like I found that raising to 45 here gets a lot of folds,
Mm.
even from under the gun. Which is why I went 35 this time.
Yeah.
Because I want a call. And it also seems like people don't mind cold calling after you either.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Notice.
I think yeah, that's a good idea. Like I haven't been sizing down a lot because I was giving 5NL players too much credit. I was like, I need to do 45 every time because otherwise they'll know that I've got aces and kings. But you're totally right. They don't seem to know, and
No.
I think actually this is a really good opportunity to use non-even bet sizing or non-rounded bet sizing. So like say if you do 39 here, it looks
Yeah.
pretty much the same as 35, but you get a way higher stack to pot ratio when people actually call.
Yeah.
Because people are just scared of 40, right? They're like, I don't want to bet 40
Yeah.
or 45, which is round. You could probably even try. We can both try it like 39s and 41s because they look so much smaller than 45, which is the round number.
Yeah.
And you might get the same call rate and just be able to earn a lot more from doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah, I need to start doing this more as well because I'm still just doing the 45s. Oh yeah, and awesome, you get a call from that guy. And this guy. Awesome.
And this guy, yeah.
Yeah. So what kind of things do you think when a flop like this comes, actually?
Well, I think for once, I think that's a great flop for aces against these two.
Mm.
I think that you've got to be looking at probably two over pairs for both, really. Maybe skiv, maybe ace king as well for under the gun, and call, and then Fisher. I thought maybe sort of 8s, 9s, 10s, jacks.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't think aces, kings, ace king for skiv really, because I thought it probably would have 4-bet.
Yeah.
And 2 calls behind as well. So
it could still have. He could have what, like 6s plus 6s to jacks maybe, that he wouldn't be 4-betting as well.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Yeah. Yeah. So I think adding on like pocket pairs, up to jacks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe Fisher some suited connectors if he just called for which you can get in this level, but
yeah. So like when you're deciding like bet sizing here, like what do you think they call after putting them on that range? Like, because I do struggle on these spots as well, where I'm like, I'm not sure what to bet because they know that I've 3-bet and I could have aces or kings. And so are they actually going to be calling with their low pocket pairs that they haven't had a set with? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that with the range of put them on, I can bet quite big on this one.
I agree.
Especially in the 2. I think I'm going to get a call from one of them most of the time.
Yep.
So in that in mind, is it half pot I went in?
Yeah, you did half pot.
Yeah. So I think I probably could have gone up, actually, thinking about it now. Possibly could have gone, I don't know, 60, if not higher. But
yeah, I think half pot's nice. I kind of like it. I even think maybe even a little bit below. And I don't know. It's like, I mean, because you can get value from aces a lot of the time. Versus one player in this situation, because they're not going to want to fold any pocket pair above 7 for at least one street, right?
No,
yeah. But when we've got 2 people in, I think they're like, well, I've got the worst pocket pair a lot of the time. Like they don't play it the same way. They play it a lot more carefully, I think. And so I don't know if you want to keep them in or make them fold, because it's kind of tough. Like if they hit a set, they're going to want to re-raise pretty much straight away, then you can choose whether to fold or not. Or if they haven't hit anything, are they even going to call? It's kind of tough. What does happen in this hand anyway?
He calls and then Skiv folds. So on that, I'm thinking Skiv probably had maybe ace queen suited or jack suited, maybe something like that.
Yeah, suited always something.
Yeah. So he's bailed.
Yeah. And so what do you think he's got?
I think they're sticking to the same, really. Calling their pairs like 8s, 9s, 10s, jacks still. And I don't think the 6 really changes anything.
No, it doesn't, for sure.
I think, would he raise the set on that flop? Maybe. And B, quads is tough to get. So,
yeah.
I don't just count, obviously, but I was,
It's kind of good for you that the 6 comes in, right?
Yeah, I think so,
yeah.
Because he's still going to call all his pocket pairs that he called before, because the 6 changed nothing for both of us.
Yeah. So something I've been thinking about as well was how I think Charlie talks about it, how deep these actually players are thinking. So what range is he actually putting you on a range, or is he only looking at his cards and the board? Because I mean, we can say like, okay, maybe this guy's a recreational player because his stack's not too high. Let's just say he is for now.
Yeah.
What sort of things do you think a recreational player is actually thinking in these scenarios?
I mean, it shouldn't be too hard to think because I probably am or was a recreational player until very recently. So no, I think they're just looking at their own hand, really. To be fair,
Yeah.
I don't know how much thought they're putting into ranging the opponent.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to say exactly. I mean, what sort of thing? What do you think? What?
So I think from my experiences as a recreational player recently as well, I think that a lot of the time he's calling here like he understands he understands you can have aces or jacks plus basically in this situation, right? But
Yeah.
I think it's very likely that he's either got a boat, or a set, and he doesn't want to scare everyone away. Or he's got fours or fives or sevens, because he's looking for the straight. So, like, because I know that's what I was thinking. I was like, I've got fours, fives, or sevens. I'm just gonna look for the straight on this board, even though it's too much. Like I'm paying too much basically to find it.
He's got eights, nines, tens, jacks.
It's much less likely. Like maybe if you double barrel, we find out. We get a lot more information on that. He can still have it, and he can still be calling with it, but I think some recreational players will fold that. Not a lot. So yeah, we're basically looking at any pocket pair above two still.
I think people get a bit when there's when it's a low board and they've got an overpair. I think they get a little bit blinkered to the facts.
Yeah.
The information they've been given.
Yeah.
I did 3 and I have C-bet. But I think they think that in their view they've got an overpair to the board and they're like, I'm good here.
Yeah, and I agree with that as well. I think it's more like how much do we actually bet like that'll actually scare them away, like to like step them back and be like, wait a minute, why is he betting so big? He must have jacks plus. Like what do we bet to like keep them in? And then on the river, because I think that's where we get them in these situations. Right? On the river, we bet kind of small, and then on the river we say, like we just go all in, and then or we push, we bet pot or whatever, and then they're like, well, wait a minute, I think I was ahead this whole time. Like, what's he actually going all in with? Why didn't he bet bigger with aces or kings? He would have bet bigger if he had a bigger hand. And then that's when they make like the calls. But yeah, I think that's the and I struggle with this as well, like keeping the pot small enough so that they think that their overpair or their straight, their pair that's never going to make a straight is actually still good, just keeping them in.
I think like a lot of Charlie said before in his videos that better if you've got a big hand, bet it. You want to play a big pot with a big hand.
Yep.
I think from his non-aggressiveness, I think he's probably still playing his overpairs and I think I'm ahead.
Yep,
so
I agree.
Barrel. There's not many. I don't think there's any rivers that really hurt me.
No, you're totally right. I think
a 5 or a 4.
Yeah.
Changes anything still.
No, I agree with that.
So yeah, but
yeah, I think like I agree with just barreling as well. And that's my thought process is like how, like on the river, I know I'm going to want to shove basically no matter what, right? And so how do I get there to keep him in as well as make him call on the river is mainly my thought process as well. Yeah, and I think half here is pretty good as well. That's awesome. All right. And then so now you've already got all the ratios set up. If you bet 3.14, like there's already 4 in, so he's gonna call, right? Most likely.
Yeah. I think he's called this far.
Yeah.
3.
Well, if he folds here,
he's got quads, then there's not really much you can do.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I think that is exactly how we want to play those situations. How you did it just then, actually, I like that. Yeah. Okay. And you're right. We were right. He does have an overpair. So, I think,
Yeah,
and I think he would have done the same, like you're saying, with Sevens plus.
I think so.
Yeah.
At this level, it's still like I said. I think they just get blinkered by. I think I've probably done it in the past as well. If I'm
Yeah.
not
Me too.
a gaming and just clicking and the board comes low and I've got an overpair, of like nines and they're betting and I'm calling and it's
Yeah.